All right, so now on number 10. Number 10 looks scary. I'll be honest, okay? These ones look really scary, but they're really not that bad. Okay? So, in order for me to do this, this is what I would recommend. Look at this and just simplify this. Don't look at the whole thing, man. The whole thing's going to freak you out. Just look at this and see if you guys know what that is, right? So it says log what's the base right now with the log like that? Yeah, good. Okay, so log 10 base. Okay, so watch. If we see a log, let's put it in exponential form, dog, right? So this is 10 to the x equals this thing in the middle, so it's 10 to the third. Okay? So what is x equal?
3.
Good. So this first term equals 3. Is everybody okay with that? See, it's really not that bad. Okay, let's look at the next guy. Okay, it says e to the natural log of 5. All right. So, do we know what this equals? Do you guys know what this equals? Anybody remember? No? Okay, so this is e to the natural log of something. Okay, so if I was going to take this and say this equals well, it's a natural log. So e and the natural log, I mean, this is just kind of like a shortcut. It's just going to equal this in the end. Okay? So whenever you see this, that just means that it's going to equal 5. Okay? All right, then the last one is right here. Okay, so we have 5 in the front. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change it real quick where I can move that thing in the front and I can pop it up here. So I'm going to multiply this top by 5. Okay, so now I have 2 times 5, that's going to be 10. So I have natural log, I'll do it in green. So I have natural log of e to the 2 times 5, which is 10. Okay, now if I have natural log of e, that just cancels out. Okay, so that just cancels out, and I'm left with whatever this is. So that's 10. Okay, so the next part is just to add. Oh, sorry, minus 10. Bam. Minus 10, my bad. Okay, so minus 10, what's 8 minus 10? Thank you. That was a minus. That'll just be negative 2. Okay? You guys good with that? So, I think you guys should try these on your own. I'll give you the answers next time, but just go one at a time. Just go one at a time there. You don't need a calculator, really. Okay, the next portion, it says expand. It says expand. Okay, so that means that I'm going to take this thing and I'm going to try to make it into multiple logarithms based upon however many operations are going on here. So this is what I see. I see it's 15 times x times y times z. So that means I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 different terms. Okay, this is a log with a base of 10. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to say log with the base 10, and it's my first one's going to be 15. Now, do you remember if it's multiplication here, if I expand it, do you guys remember what it is? Good, it's addition. Okay, now my next one's going to be log, and it's going to have the x. Instead of putting the 3 here, though, where am I going to put it? You put it in the front, okay? So for this guy right here, that's how we write that. Okay, now I'm going to do addition again because it's still multiplication. And I'm going to go log with a base of 10. And now I'm going to have y. And there's no exponent, so I can just leave it like that. I'm going to do addition again. And so this is going to be log with a base of 10. And then z. Okay, so instead of putting z to the 5th up here, what am I going to do with that 5?
Put it in front of log.
Thank you. Put it in front so it looks something like that. All right, and that's how you would expand it. Okay. Now, natural logarithms, they have the same properties, okay? So you're just going to do that the same. But do you guys remember what do you do for division? This is a natural log. Division just means it's going to be a subtraction, okay? And notice that 25 is divided by c to the 4th. A is divided by c to the 4th. So when you guys do this one, everything that's being added is going to be in parentheses, and then you have to subtract by the natural log of c to the 4th. So notice that one's going to be a little bit tricky. Okay? Alright, almost, no, you guys do it. Okay, let's do number 12. This should be fresh in your minds. Okay? It says graph the ellipse. That's going to help us. In order for it to be ellipse, this has to equal 1. So I'm going to divide everything by 36. Okay, so those reduce and I get x squared over 4 and then plus y squared over 9 equals 1. Okay, so now I can correctly identify all these things. My center, the center is going to be 0, 0. Okay, so we can plot that. And then my vertices, well, I know my vertices on the x-axis are going to go up 2, okay, because this is my b term, or this is my b squared. So b equals 2, and a equals the square root of 9, which is 3. So from here, on the y-axis, I'm going to go over 3, and I'm going to go back 3. Okay, then I'm going to go up 2, and go down 2. So my vertices are these points right here. So vertices are going to be plus or minus 2, 0, and my co-vertices are going to be 0, hold on, that should be 3. That should be 3. Plus or minus 2. No. Oh, yeah. Good. You guys passed the test, okay? Nice job. Okay, now let's analyze. What did we do here? Whenever the bigger number is underneath the y, that means it's going to be growing in the y direction, okay? So it's going to be a vertical ellipse. So, look at that. Even a master at ellipses can make that problem. So we really got to be on our game, okay? All right. So I know, not you guys. All right. So that's what the thing looks like. Now foci. The foci formula is for an ellipse is you're taking the bigger squared minus the lesser squared equals the distance to the foci, okay, on the major axis. So a squared is 9, b squared is 4. That's going to be the square root of 5 equals our c term, right? Because that equals c squared. Okay, so that means I need to go on the y-axis up radical 5. Anybody know that off the tip of their head? What's the square root of 5? Okay, so square root of 5 is 2.2. So I'm going to go up 2.2. That's where my foci is, and I'm going to go down 2.2 right there. So foci is going to be 0, I'll just say plus or minus radical 5. Okay, that's how you do that one. All right, parabola. I guess we should do that one because I'm not sure if you guys know how to do a parabola. All right, parabola. You guys, is this going to be happy face, sad face, C, backwards C? Yeah, it's gonna be a C, but look how this form is all weird. I would change it to where the X is by itself. I mean, I don't know. That just makes it easier for me. So how can I do that? Can I divide this by? I could divide that by 8. Divide everything by 8. Okay, so then I have y squared equals x plus 2. And then I'm going to subtract the 2 over. So this is what this one looks like. It's x equals 1 over 8 y squared minus 2. Alright, so if I wanted to find out where my vertex is, I just have to look like this. We could do a t-chart. Let's say if we put in 0 for y. Okay? So, I'm sorry, this is x. If I put in 0 for y, this is 0. What does x equal? So at negative 2, 0, that's where this c is going to start to go this way, okay? And since my a term is positive, it's going to be like that. So all I'm going to do is just pick a couple y values maybe. Like let's try when y when y equals 2. Okay? If y equals 2, what will x equal? So what's 2 squared? 4. What's 4 over 8? 1/2. Okay, so 1/2 minus 2. Negative 1.5, right? Okay, so my y-intercepts here are going to be 1.5. Go like this. Now, since this is my vertex, I'm going to have a symmetrical aspect to this, and I could reflect the point over this axis of symmetry that goes this way. So this one wraps around like that. Okay? Alright, now it asks us to find the vertex, which we did. Now focus and directrix. So what we're going to do is take this guy, this is our A term, and use the formula A equals 1 over 4C. So A is 1/8. So what is our distance to our focus? Good, 2. You guys are awesome. So from here, I'm just going to go up 2. So 1, 2. That's where my focus is. So the focus is the ordered pair 0, 0. And then if I go back to 1, 2, this is where my directrix is. The directrix is going to be a vertical line that goes like this through x is negative 4. So the directrix is x equals negative 4. Okay? Almost done. At least with this page. Okay, so it says graph the hyperbola and state the center and vertices and all that stuff. So why don't we find all those things first? Is this one going to be a horizontal hyperbola, or is it going to be a vertical one? It's going to be a vertical one because the y is positive, so it's not going to be this. Okay. Now let's identify what the distance will be from the center up to right here. So basically, what is the A term? The A is always going to be the square root of the positive number, okay? So A equals 2, and the B, which is the distance for our asymptotes over here, that's going to be the square root of 20. So B equals the square root of 20, okay? Now the center, since there's no numbers right here, the center is going to be 0, 0. And then if we wanted to find the distance to our foci, the foci is going to look like, so we're going to go A squared plus B squared equals the distance squared to our foci. So A squared is 4. 4 plus 20 equals 24. Square root of 24 right here. So that's going to be C equals 2 radical 6. Okay, and then this will be 2 radical 5. Now let's put that on the graph. 0, 0. Since it's a vertical one, I'm going to be going up the square root of 4. Let me see. Yeah, square root of 4, which is 2. So I go up 1, 2. Put a dot. Go down 1, 2. Okay, now I have to go to the right and left the square root of 20. So I'm going to use my calculator and do the square root of 20. Go back here. So square root of 20 is 4.5 about. Okay, so from here I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4.5. I have to go both ways. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Okay, this one's going to be right here. This one's going to be right here. Then from here I can draw my asymptotes. Okay, and then my parabola for the top and the bottom are just going to ride the line here. Okay. All right, so there's that. The one thing we didn't do is the equations for the asymptotes. Well, since this is going to be up A over B, so it's going to be y equals 2 over radical 20x. That'd be the equation there. All right, let me zoom out. And I'll finish this later.